Are you feeling overwhelmed or confused by South Africa's new two-pot retirement system? Are you concerned about its effect on your financial security or the potential tax implications? And whether you're a GEPF member, a private sector employee, or a concerned citizen grappling with this new retirement system, this video is here to deliver the clarity that you need. Now, you might think that you've been given more control of your retirement savings, right? The ability to access a portion of your savings without retiring early, doesn't it sound like the ultimate solution to unexpected retirement hurdles? Now, hold on. Before you celebrate, let me ask you, have you heard of this phrase, there's no such thing as a free lunch? In a system that gives you more freedom, there's always trade-offs, some hidden and some not so hidden. In today's video, I'm doing a deep dive into our two-pot retirement system and reveal the intricacies that you might not be aware of. Now, I'm not just going to explain the system in the most simplest way possible, but I'm also going to expose 3 hidden traps within the system that could impact your financial future. Now, are you ready to uncover what lies beneath the surface of the two-pot system? Stay tuned with me for the next few minutes because this could be one of the most important videos that you watch about your retirement planning. Remember, knowledge is power. Make sure you watch until the end because you will gain the insights that you need. And this could be the difference between a retirement filled with financial security and one filled with unexpected surprises. So don't leave your financial future to chance. Arm yourself with the information that you need right now. Now, as I promised, I'm going to be sharing with you the simplest explanation on the two-pot system, right? And I want to do this by cutting out the noise. There's so much of intricacy, so much of formulas and everything happening behind it, but I just want to simplify this, make it easy for you to understand. It's simply this. Do you want to be in a position where you can access money now, before your retirement, or not? That's all it is. Do you want to be in a position where you can access money before retirement or not? That's it. So the two-pot system is simply going to allow you that ability if you need access to it. I'm not going to go into the details of the formula because I want you to understand the concepts and I want you to understand the hidden traps, right? So naturally, in terms of the exact amount that you can access all of that, that will come into detail. But for now, I just want to explain to you what it in essence entails. So you can access some of your money. There might be some of the savings that you can access now. The question is, do you want to access it before your retirement? Remember, retirement age for us is from age 55 onwards. And if you're accessing money before, you want to start to have a look at what are the potential shortfalls. How is this going to affect you? And this is the next part that I want to guide you on this in this video, right? So remember, the simplest explanation, cut out all the noise. All that you need to know about the two-pot system is this. Do you want to access money before your retirement age or not? That's the only thing that you need to access, that you need to know about this. Now let's take a step forward. We're going to have a look at what would happen if you had to access money. And I want to guide you just on 3 dangers, okay? 3 dangers that could happen from this. The first danger is from a tax perspective. Remember what's happening when you are contributing towards your retirement savings, the pension fund, provident fund, or retirement annuity. It doesn't matter, but whenever you're contributing towards some type of retirement savings, you're getting a tax deduction, right? You are able to claim that benefit back as a tax deduction. And in turn, it means that you are paying less tax. Now, maybe you're not getting a refund from SARS, you could be breaking even, or you might be paying in a small portion. But still, being able to contribute towards some retirement saving is helping you to pay less tax. Without it, you're going to end up paying more tax. So this is the first thing that I want you to be mindful of. If you are going to be accessing money beforehand, in essence, you are stripping away some of that because you're now going to put yourself in a position where money that was tax-free is now going to be taxed. And this then could ultimately put you higher up on the tax bracket, right? In addition to that, I also want you to do a deep dive into what happens from a tax perspective on your investment. See, maybe you're not aware of this, but the pool of money that you have, right? Whether this is a pension fund, whether this is a provident fund, whether this is a retirement annuity, but the growth on that money, the growth on that is taxed at, wait for this, 0%. You see, it's taxed at 0%. It's a huge, huge, huge advantage, right? That government is giving to us. And the reason for this is they want to ensure, one of the reasons, they want to ensure that we're able to live comfortably. Because the problem within South Africa is only 6% of South Africans are in a position to retire comfortably. That means the vast majority of us lack discipline. Now, I'll go into that in the next danger, right? But what I want you to know is If you are taking money out of a system that's taxing you at 0%, you are ultimately putting into a system that's going to tax you. And this is again where you're shooting yourself in the foot. So you want to be extremely mindful of this. Next danger, I alluded to it just now, is in terms of discipline, right? I said to you that 6% of South Africans are in a position to retire comfortably, which means 94% of us cannot retire. And the reason for this is simple. We lack the savings culture. See, we lack that culture to save. We don't have that ability in us. So discipline becomes an issue here because the mind can be tricky. You see, you could have any type of excuse to gain access to money. And now, because you have that freedom, you see, to access money, this is where it could become a danger. Because sometimes we might not know where the limit is. Simply because you can access this money, you might be in a position where you want to see or gain control of this money before looking at alternative options. Now, our current system before this two-part system is basically saying you cannot access it until you get to age 55. There's a lot of red tape and restrictions around it, right? Now that, if you have a look at it, it forces us, it conditions us to save for retirement. And in a system that forces us, if we're still having 94% of us not being able to retire comfortably, you can imagine what's going to happen here. It's going to pull apart the system. It's going to separate the wealthy from the poor in an even bigger way because of the lack of discipline. So if you're watching the video, I want you to just close your mind to this, right? You want to make sure that you do not access money. Treat it as though you cannot access it. Because again, let's go into the third danger now. That danger is not having enough. When you get to that point that you actually are going to retire or resign if you're a government employee, but at that point in time, this is going to be your concern. Is the money that you have enough to live comfortably for the rest of your life? Because your salary is stopping. Now you're depending on the capital that you have. So the question is it enough? Now, if you've been dipping into some funds previously, obviously the capital is reducing. Now, Einstein said that the eighth wonder of the world is what's called compound interest, right? It's interest on interest. And how do we get that? That interest on interest builds over a period of time. So over a period of time, the longer that you can have your investment, the longer that you can have your retirement savings, this is what allows you to get the benefit of interest on interest. And you'll know this. If you've been an employee for a long time, I want you to have a look at your pension statement, your provident fund statement, your retirement annuity statement. Look at your values 5 years ago. If you're a GEPF member, look at your resignation value 5 years ago. Analyze that because I want you to see how much money is growing. Now imagine how much more your money would be if you don't access it, right? So if you can put yourself in a position where you are doing this, you're not accessing it, this gives you a greater chance to ensure that you have enough money. So this is one of the keys here to ensuring that your retirement is going to be a lot more secure. You want to make sure that you're protecting this as much as possible. Now, I want to give you a counter. Because you might say, what if you happen to need access to money? So here's the simple thing. You can always get yourself a tax-free savings plan. So a tax-free savings plan is easy to set up. Currently, at the time of shooting this video, the limit that you can put in for the year is 36,000. That is the limit for the year. Now, as the word says, tax-free savings, meaning there's no tax. But the beauty of this money is when you put money in here, it's immediate access. See, now, ideally, obviously, you wanna try and build capital, right? So you wanna try and keep it for the long period. So this is one option that I'm suggesting to you. Another option that you can look at, and these are just some things, right? You can have a look at multiple different avenues. You could look at some type of bank savings. See, I know it seems weird as a financial planner, I'm suggesting a bank product, but you have to bear in mind the insurance company is never going to be the best for every single thing. Your situation would be different, and at different times you'll need different products. So it could be a simple bank savings product. It could be a 32-day notice. It could be a fixed deposit over a short period. But this money here is also accessible. It's money that you can access quickly. So you want to look at what are other options that you have in place, knowing that if you have these things in place, and if an emergency had to strike, you've got money here to access. You don't have to fall into the trap and expose yourself to the dangers that I've shared here. So I hope you found the video helpful. Just a quick recap. Remember, in terms of the two-part system, the only thing that you need to be aware of is it gives you the ability to access money before retirement. The question you want to ask yourself is, should you be accessing that money now, or should you be protecting yourself for the future to ensure that you have a more secure retirement when you eventually stop working? So post a comment below. I want to hear from you. Has this helped to clear any doubts that you have? Is there anything that you are uncertain on? So post a comment below to let me know. If you found the video helpful, please, I encourage you to give me a thumbs up so I know that the information that I'm providing you is going to be helpful. And also share this amongst other members, right? Whether you're a government employee, share it amongst other GEPF members. If you're working in the private sector, share it amongst other members, because there's a lot of confusion around this. And the more that we have, the more knowledge we have, the better we are in making informed decisions. Great. I'll catch you in the next video.